Hey guys, welcome back to my fourth current household, the current household for April. I'm just going to let you guys know right now that this is not going to be the first time you see this family. I don't know why this door is doing that. I just now noticed it. I don't know why it's doing that, but this is not going to be the first time you see this family. I already have plans for what's going to happen. But as of right now, this is the farthest I've gotten. I would still need at least 1 or 2 more days to get to the point that I would prefer to be at, but this is sort of where we are. So, this is the family currently, okay? So, we're gonna start with Brianna. Brianna was the sim who was just a little baby in the last current household. She's the youngest of five. Okay. So and Bryn, who is our quote unquote original, she was who I started this family with. She is still alive, and it blows of my mind. It just mind boggling. So for some reason, Emma has aged, but Bryn had 5 children. She had Sophia, who had twins, and Olivia is just she's stuck aging. She won't age up. Um, but Sophia had 2 children. She had twins, and it says, yeah, they are twins, even though Olivia is still a child. And it was when she and her husband were only boyfriend and girlfriend, and he wasn't exactly sure if he was going to stick around. But the more and more he was around his girlfriend and his children, he's just like, yep, you know what, never mind. This is what I want. I want to be around my kids. I want to be with my girlfriend, who eventually became his wife. And yeah, they had Ethan and Olivia. And yeah, so then her, Bryn, and her husband's name was Jackson, but Jackson has passed on. I believe he was dead in the last part. But they had their only son, Liam, and Liam had twins as well. Oh, and by the way, Sophia's husband's name is Todd. Liam's wife's name is Danielle, and together they had Caden and Ava, who are both they're actually teenagers. It says they still go to elementary school. They are teenagers. Next is Emma, and for some reason Emma has aged. I don't know why. She has aged, but her daughter has not. Liam and Sophia haven't, but Emma for some reason has. But anyways, Emma, and she's married to her husband Declan, and they have a daughter together named Vivian. Then there's Mia, and Mia is actually in Sunset Valley. We are still in Sunset Valley because Brianna is still going to be super, super close with her mom, with Isabella. And she's actually going to have to come to rely on Isabella, but for reasons I'm not going to say. So, then there's Mia, who is in Sunset Valley, and Mia, oh, never mind, that makes sense. Okay, she's married to Gabriel, so she's now Mia Davis, and they had Ezra Davis, and I'm going to explain why his name is hyphenated, and their daughter Amelia. And then lastly is Isabella, who I did the last 2 current households with. Isabella married Aiden, who she met at university, and Bryn was married to Jackson, who she also met at university. Together they had 5 kids. Charlotte, who married David Horton, and they had Levi together. There's Grayson, who married Mackenzie, and they had Eliza. There's Haley and Harper, who are twins, and I found it sort of funny since their first names both start with H, and they both married guys that have their names that start with H, not H, T. But Haley married Timmy, and Timmy Moody, so she's now Haley Moody, and she actually is pregnant, and I believe Harper's pregnant as well, but she's just not, I don't think she's found out yet. And Harper married Tomas Hammond. And then that brings us to Brianna. Brianna is married to Logan, and yes, you're seeing Lastings. Okay, let's see actually. Isabella's sister, Mia, has a son named Ezra. Ezra is married to Penelope. Okay, this is all story progressions doing. And Penelope's son is Logan. So, in some way, it's super messed up because Brianna's, like, second cousin now is actually her mother-in-law. It's like, oh, it's really messed up. But, yeah, so Brianna met Logan in high school, and Logan just made her feel so special. He made her feel like she was just everything, to the point that she thought that, they should sleep together, but because they slept together, she got pregnant with their son. But the thing is, Logan doesn't like children. He got the trait dislikes children when he became a young adult, and I gave it to him. Because he claims that having Nolan in high school ruined his life, even though Nolan lived with Brianna and her family. Logan didn't even meet Nolan until about 2 sim days ago. Like, he knew Brianna was pregnant, but he never met Nolan. And Brianna was the one who raised him, and yes, so Isabella and Aiden, Brianna's parents, they were pretty upset that Brianna had gotten pregnant in high school, but they still wanted to make sure that, she and the baby didn't go out and live on the streets, and, they still took care. He keeps disappearing if I zoom in too close. Seriously, Nolan. But they didn't want her, they didn't want her living on the streets, but they also didn't want her to, just get off too easily. So they made sure that it was Brianna who was taking care of Nolan unless Brianna was at school. So Brianna had good grades through high school. She's the first of the 3 generations that I've had that is not going to be going to college. She wants to go to college, but she doesn't want to leave Nolan home alone. And she has this sneaking suspicion that, Nolan. Sorry, I meant Logan. No, I didn't. I meant Nolan. But that Logan wouldn't take care of their son. Brianna and Logan are married. So, yeah. So, Brianna has brown hair like her father, and she got the brown eyes, I believe, from her grandpa. I believe Jackson had these brown eyes. Brianna is family-oriented, a bookworm, daredevil, handy, and athletic, and she is in the military. She, literally just joined the military. After having Nolan, she started appreciating, discipline, I have to be, disciplined, or otherwise, everyone's going to get away with everything. She still loves her son. She's not going to be, harsh on him. But she does want to sort of make sure that there's some discipline and that, she incorporates discipline in her own lifestyle. And, yeah. So, yeah, she likes the color aqua. She likes tri-tip tofu steak, blah, blah, only because her father and her grandmother were both vegetarians. And so she just grew up eating vegetarian food, so that's what she's gotten used to. She's not a vegetarian, and neither is Logan, so I no longer have to worry about vegetarian-only meals, but yeah. She also likes indie music, and she is an Aries. And she's a level 3 in athletic and a level 1 in handiness. So that is Brianna. Coming over to Logan. Logan is basically a very self-focused. He's very big-headed, arrogant, selfish. He hates his son, to be honest. He doesn't have, I didn't mean to show you that yet, but he doesn't have, a bad relationship with his son, but he also doesn't have a good one because Nolan is actually quite close with his mom, his aunt, his great-grandma, and his grandmother. He's pretty much close with, all of Brianna's family, but he does not get along well with Logan at all. So Logan, he just thinks he's God's gift to the world. He can't do anything wrong, and because he has that, that thought process, because he's so narcissistic, he thought it was fine to go out, and he's sleeping with another woman. He is sleeping with a married woman, Zelda May Bunch, she is from Sunset Valley. I haven't given her a makeover or anything. But Brianna, she loves Nolan. She doesn't want to give up Nolan because after Nolan was born, Logan tried talking Brianna into putting him up for adoption, just getting rid of him. He didn't want Logan. Well, Brianna loves her son and doesn't want to give him up. She still loves Logan. She's like, oh, he's just, he's not used to being around Nolan. But in all reality, Logan just does not like his son at all. Regrets ever having slept with Brianna, regrets ever having gotten a relationship with Brianna. His mother was the one who convinced him to marry her, that perhaps, she would start seeing things his way if he just married Brianna. But none of that has happened. Brianna still doesn't want to give Nolan up. She still wants to, be just one happy family, maybe even more kids in the future. And Logan's like, no. Logan, I'm gonna get him a job in the CEO, and I actually was supposed to quit his job. He's supposed to be unemployed. I forgot to do that, to be honest. But I am gonna have him quit his job afterwards, and he's gonna be one of those kinds of guys who sits at home and does absolutely nothing, but then, when Brianna is either at work or when she goes to bed, Logan's gonna go over to Zelda's house and most likely pretty much just start sleeping around with her, because he's already started doing that. Brianna doesn't know, but she does have the sneaking suspicion that something is going on, because she does realize when Logan, sneaks out of the house and then comes back late at night in a complete disarray, and she does notice, but she doesn't want to accept the fact that he might be cheating on her, that he might be looking for a way to leave her and her son. They've only been married for a week, if even that. I don't even think it's been that long. So yeah, she doesn't want to accept the fact that Logan might possibly be thinking of leaving her. So yeah, Logan is irresistible, commitment issues, dislikes children, schmoozer, born salesman. Both of their ages ended up resetting for reasons I don't know. It does this to me all the time, and it's honestly getting really annoying. But he likes Irish green music, autumn salad, and songwriter music, and he is a Cancer. He's supposed to be unemployed. He has no skills. This guy is useless. He's absolutely useless. So, yeah. Lastly is their son, Nolan, which is Brianna's pride and joy. Nolan is such a cutie. I love Nolan. So, Nolan actually, he got his father's more tan skin tone, but he has his mother's hair. It's just, it doesn't look the same color simply because she has custom content hair on, and he has store content, which is basically EA hair. So the color looks a little different, but it is his mom's hair, and he actually has his great grandmother's eyes, or I guess his grandmother's eyes too, because Isabella also has the gray eyes. But yeah, he's just a little cutie. He is just so sweet. He loves his mother a lot. And yeah, he's clumsy and friendly. He likes lime green, lobster thermidor, digitunes, and he's an Aries. And like I said, he's actually really close with his mom's side of the family, except for his uncles, which is Haley and Harper's husbands. But that's simply because he didn't grow up with those two around. And Logan. He has no relationship at all with Logan, barely any, and it was just because I think Logan put him in his crib last night when he was crying on the ground because Brianna was making supper. And yeah. So that is them. I will show you the house really quick. This house, if you guys watched my first attempt at perfect genetics, the game, I will explain really quick if you guys didn't. The first attempt, it was still with Delia. Okay, Delia did look a little different, but we had lived in Lucky Palms, and we were in this house, but for some reason the game file became corrupted and I could no longer open it, and I hadn't even started it yet. Like, I literally only filmed one part before I could no longer open it. So then I restarted, and yeah, we got the Delia that I have in my Perfect Next challenge right now, or had. We just moved her out actually in the last part. But this house is based off a house that I saw on, I believe it's literally, the website is literally called TS3, so The Sims 3, houses.com. It is called Grandma's Embassy. It was one of those houses, it seems to do this with all the houses anymore, that it won't let me download them, so I literally look at them. I give full credit to the people who made this house. I don't actually know who created this house in specific, but the creators of this house, I did put a little bit of my own twist on it, but like the main layout, how the outside looks and everything, that is definitely to the people who created it on the website. I just rebuilt it myself because I thought it was cute. And yeah, so this is Brianna's way of trying to keep things simple, of not, of keeping sort of discipline. She doesn't want to have, modern stuff everywhere. It's not that this house is like completely old-fashioned or anything, but it has a really old computer. There is no TV. So yeah, I might have to get at least a stereo so she can work on her athletic skill. But yeah, so this is the house. Oh, went way too far down. Okay, so we'll just go past them. So coming inside, oh, there is a stereo. Never mind, we already have one. Completely forgot to put that in. So that's the dining room. That's the dining table. It is literally, this is all that it is on the main floor. The stairs going upstairs, there is a piano in the corner. Nobody plays music, but someone might, like a future kid, whoops, I'm going all over the place. A future kid might, or something like that. This is basically the living room or living corner because it's not actually divided up. That's basically all it is. Sorry, there's the pose player thing. Can't control of my mouse. My mouse is like flipping out right now. Okay, this is the bathroom. The bathroom actually is pretty modern. The bathtub looks pretty modern. The shower looks pretty modern, but other than that, then there's the kitchen. I know, it is all like bright green. Yeah, the kitchen. Once again, the fridge looks sort of modern. It could be a lot more old-fashioned, but I like it. Sort of old-fashioned looking stove, an older dishwasher. Yep. Okay, let's see if it's gonna let me do this. Yep, I didn't. I don't know. Sometimes it does, other times it doesn't. Okay, so coming up here, I don't have an actual nursery, so I just simply play Nolan's crib out here in this like area between all the rooms. So sort of sad. I don't plan on living in this house for the entire generation. This is one room. This is not the master bedroom, but it's a very blue room. There's a lot of blue. Next door is a very brown room. I will most likely end up recoloring this, and this will probably be Nolan's room, to be honest. See, and there's the computer, the only computer in the entire house. Okay, this is the upstairs bathroom. Again, really modern tub, and the shower's pretty modern too, but everything else, not so much. Okay, so this is the master bedroom. It's very boring, to be honest. I didn't really do much with this room. I didn't really try too hard with it. Because, like I said, I don't plan on letting them live here their entire generation. We are definitely going to move out at some point. But I thought it would work for now. So over here, we'll start with Logan's car. This is Logan's car. It's a Vistoso. there we go. Speed Machine. It's actually one of the cars that came from Generations. I just thought, I could have given him a Corvette. I could have given him a Lamborghini, an Aston Martin, something like that, but I decided not to. I decided to give him one of these, because Logan is all about taking the money that his wife makes and buying stuff for himself, and making sure that he is well dressed instead of his wife, who is over here in a t-shirt and shorts, and their son, who's also in t-shirt, shorts, and tennis shoes, while he is in this fancy jeans and shirt and his scarf that he just has to have. While Brianna, she drives a 2010 Ford Fusion Sport. She doesn't have, those super fancy car. I mean, it's a nice car. There are a lot worse cars. But, Brianna made sure that she has a nice car that will last her and her son a while. Something that she can teach her son to drive in, when it comes time. So, yeah, this is the family. This part has actually been, this update was pretty long, and I'm sorry, but there's quite a bit of story between these two, and it's going to become an even bigger story as this generation goes on, because, like I said, the current household for May will still be with at least Brianna. I guess I'm sort of hinting that Logan might not stay around. It depends on whether or not I choose to have Logan sort of turn his way around, or if he's going to leave her. I haven't exactly decided yet. But yeah, I am going to end this update here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye, guys.